Can you believe we're already talking about summer? Now, if you live in New England like I do, we've still had to turn on the heat more than once this month. But Memorial Day was last weekend, and it's typically the unofficial kickoff to summer. Pools are opening, beaches are opening, the sun is showing up just a little longer each day. I'm here for that. But even with the chill in the air, summer's coming into view. And if you're like me, you're already thinking about how you're going to balance everything when life feels just a little bit fuller. Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. If we're meeting for the first time, I'm Shawan and I help women entrepreneurs build brands they love. Here on the channel, you'll find branding and business tips, as well as some behind the scenes peeks into my own journey as an entrepreneur. If that sounds like the kind of community you're looking for, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss a thing. And if you find value in today's video, click that like button and give it a thumbs up to help support the channel. All right, let's dive in. Whether it's kids home from school, college students returning, or just that shift in energy that comes with warmer weather, summer often changes the rhythm of our homes and sometimes our businesses. So today, let's talk about how to prepare for it intentionally with time management that makes space for both your business and your life. My first tip is to start with intention. So how do we make space for both our business and some fun this summer? It starts with getting clear on what matters most to you in this season. When I think about setting the tone for summer, I always start here. How do I want this season to feel? When you start with that question, you're beginning with intention. You're not just drifting through the weeks and you look up and it's fall, right? If you start with your intentions, you're directing your time toward what matters most and how you want to enjoy the season. Here's something simple you can try. Write down 3 words you want to describe your summer. Keep them visible on a sticky note in your planner or taped to the fridge. Let those words shape your schedule and your decisions. When my kids were much younger, we pull out markers and a poster board. I put everything on the kitchen table and we would make our summer fun list. That's what we called it. And we would hang it up in the kitchen. This became a visual reminder of the summer we wanted to have, the summer that I wanted to create for them. But some of the things on our list were taking bike rides, going to different playgrounds, Six Flags. We did go-karts, we would go to museums, but we would just create a list of things, right? But it reminded us daily of what we were looking forward to, and it worked. Because when you keep your intentions visible, you're more likely to actually live them out. And summer doesn't have to look like an Instagram highlight reel. It doesn't have to look like fancy vacations, but it does help to begin by asking yourself what you want it to look like for you. Tip 2 is to redefine balance for your season. Once you've set your intentions, you've made your list, you know how you want your summer to feel, the next step is giving yourself permission to define balance in a way that actually works for your life and your business. And I think I'm gonna keep going back to that because I feel often that we can look online and we can see how other people are sharing and maybe living their lives out and start to compare ourselves or feel like what we're doing, like, oh my gosh, this isn't fun like that is. But no, think about what is best for you. For some of us, summer is slower. For others, it's the busiest time of year. I remember when I was photographing weddings, spring through fall was my peak season here in New England and Massachusetts. So a vacation, it only happened after I saw what weekends were left unbooked. Most years we would plan around my wedding calendar. Sometimes that meant, okay, I'm shooting a wedding on a Saturday and we are heading out to leave for vacation the following day. And that also meant that my laptop was coming with me. On vacations, when I've had to bring my laptop, I planned to get whatever work I had to do. I would do it early in the mornings when no one else was up so that I could be present and enjoy our time away. I would also communicate, specifically more so to my husband, and say, okay, I'm bringing my laptop. This is what I need to do. And saying, okay, I'm going to get up early, or I may plug out some time during the day. I don't really like to do that, but if I do have to bring my laptop with me on vacation, it's typically me getting up early in the morning and having that time when no one else is up before we start our day. And this wouldn't be every day, but just enough to keep things running, doing those things that I needed to still be doing, right? In a perfect world, sure, I plan my content in advance, allocate tasks, and maybe not take my laptop. But I'm sharing this because I know that's not everyone's experience, and it certainly wasn't mine at the time. And hey, if you feel a little guilty for having to work on vacation, I see you. I felt that too. But guilt does not belong in your suitcase. You're doing what you need to do to support your business and your life, and that's okay. When we were in Portugal recently, I had a YouTube video that was scheduled to go out. And not that it was scheduled in advance, I still needed to upload it. I still needed to put in the description for the video. There were some things that I still needed to take care of in order for it to go out. So going back to communication, my husband knew I was bringing my laptop with me. It's like, okay, this day I'll need to make sure I get my video out. So in true fashion, what I do, and I do this every day, I get up early, but I'm up early on vacation. I get my laptop out. I go in a little area that's quiet. No one's up yet. And after I got it done, I was able to be present, enjoy the day, and we had an incredible time. And I think that's the balance, right? If you're not in a stage where you can fully unplug, I get it. I totally understand. You might not be able to leave your laptop completely at home just yet, and that's okay. Even with my vacations, is like I said too, it's not every day that I'll have my laptop out. It may be a certain day or a couple of days, depending on how long we're gone, that I'll need to hop on my laptop. But what's worked for me is giving myself a clear window, maybe an hour or so early in the morning, or that set block of time where I check in, I do what absolutely needs to get done, and then I shut it down. We'll also mention that I set an out of office email up when I'm away, but there are things like completing the process of that YouTube video going out, or editing a video, or making sure my brand is still visible while I'm away that I need to take care of. And it doesn't have to be all or nothing. I used to think that it has to be all or nothing because everyone else, people that my eyeballs are on, they're saying, oh my gosh, I'm shutting my laptop down, I'm not doing any work. But that wasn't my reality, right? And I'm sharing this because I don't want you to feel that way either. And remember this, your rhythm, your summer, how you want it to feel, it doesn't have to look like hers or mine or anyone else's. You're building a business and a life that reflects you, not what everyone else is doing. I'm going to keep going back to that because I know how important it is, because I've been there, I felt that way, and I just want to share with you to hopefully encourage you. I also remember going back to our summer fun list for our beach days. My kids and I, we would go in the afternoons because we didn't particularly enjoy being on the beach when it's hot outside. We like going in the afternoon. So that worked out really well for our beach days. I would get my work done in the morning. We pack up and we get to the beach when most people were leaving. And that rhythm, it worked for us. So whatever it is that works for you to get you to enjoying the summer, being present, still maintaining your business and enjoying this season, do that for you. My next tip is to shift your weekly structure to match the season you're in. From there, it's helpful to look at your weekly schedule and look at, okay, how can you structure your days to support both your work, your business, and the life you want to enjoy? I want you to give yourself permission to adjust for the season you're in. And here is a peek at what that looks like right now for me. Mondays and Tuesdays are usually my content and client facing days. So things like consults, calls with my branding clients, and creating. On Wednesdays, my studio is closed and I use that time for personal appointments, for networking. Sometimes I may work from home if I need to catch up. And now that we're going into summer, I can use it for summer activities too. Thursdays and Fridays are early consult blocks at the very beginning of the day, and then I'll have brand photo shoots. And this schedule for me is structured enough to support my business, but flexible enough to leave room for life. Then there are Saturdays and Sundays. Saturday mornings, every other week, I'll send out an email to my list. And the rest of my day is for errands, gardening, whatever it is that I want to do. And then on Sunday, the same. It's just time, right? Tip 4 is to ask for and say yes to help. Because no matter how well you plan, summer can still get full. The support and help that you need can look differently for each person, right? We're all in different seasons of life. For me, my kids are young adults, so some of the things that I need might look different from my clients or business friends who have kids who are in elementary school through high school, right? The needs are just going to be different. And speaking of friends, one of my business friends recently brought in an intern, and that support is already creating breathing room in her schedule. And if there's help available, say yes to it, whether it's business related, home, or a mix of both. As you're planning your summer, I encourage you to pause and really ask yourself, what kind of summer do I want to have? Not what looks good for a highlight reel, not what someone else is doing, but what feels good and right for you. Maybe that includes travel. Maybe it means slow mornings at home. Maybe it's working through your busy season with purpose and clarity, knowing that the pace you're in won't last forever. The truth is, I love what I do. I'm sure you love what you do. I get to work with amazing clients. It rarely ever feels like work. And I still want to be intentional about how I spend this season. Because time moves fast, we get older, our kids grow up, and the summers go by in a blink. You can run your business and still have a summer that feels good. You can create a rhythm that works for the season you're in. It doesn't have to be all hustle or all rest. It can be a thoughtful mix of both. So as you head into summer, I hope you'll take a few minutes to set your intention. Let that guide how you schedule, what you say yes to, and how you show up. Share this video with a friend who needs to hear this. And if you found value in today's video, give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.